Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm joined by Natalie Cook, founder of Natalie Cook Coaching, a divorce and separation coaching practice dedicated to helping individuals navigate one of life's toughest transitions with clarity, healing, and purpose. Natalie supports people through emotional upheaval, helps them rebuild identity, confidence, and direction, and offers both one-to-one coaching and corporate level support for those whose personal struggles impact their professional lives. Natalie, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm excited to dive in and learn more about your journey. So with all of my guests, I do like to start at the beginning of their journey. So do you mind kind of taking me back to what it was that you was doing before you jumped into the coaching world, and then from there, what motivated you to do so?
Yes, absolutely. So I come from a background of being a company director for a private school, private tutoring business, and property. And these were businesses that we built up, me and my husband, together over 17 years. So I'm no stranger to running a business. I do have a business marketing degree, albeit I did it before the internet was even a thing. So it's changed a lot. And then my world came crashing down. My husband met somebody else, decided he didn't want to be with me anymore. And this wonderful life that we built together suddenly evaporated. It felt like it happened overnight. It was probably a period of about 6 months of absolute hell where my heart was utterly broken and I was scared of the future and I didn't know what to do. It's until you've experienced betrayal and divorce, I think it's really hard to imagine how difficult it can be.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. And also it's something that you never expect to go through. So it can come as quite as a shock now to the system and just really like getting your head around something that you just never planned for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. So, I mean, let's dive into the business a little bit more then. So we've had some experience, as you say, running businesses, coming into it with a little bit of a business mindset, which is always great to have. So, like, walk me through, who would you say at this point is like your ideal customer? Like, if you could pick them out of a hat, what would they look like? And then from there, how is it that you help them and how would you support them?
Yeah. Okay. So my ideal customer is basically me 4 years ago. Somebody who's utterly heartbroken, blindsided, and completely overwhelmed. You've got the biggest life decisions to make when you're at your most vulnerable, moving house, the legal process, sharing assets, all the while you can barely get out of bed in the morning. So I'm there to help those people pick themselves up. Having a teaching background, I've always wanted to help people reach their potential, and this is no different. I want people to get from being that broken mess on the floor in floods of tears to absolutely thriving like I am now and not looking back.
Yeah, I love that. And so, like, do you work with people online or is this mainly like an in-person thing? Where do you find you kind of feels best for you?
So I've always started work, well, always online, and it's starting to change. The landscape is becoming more about building community and building trust. So when I first started out 4 years ago, having one-to-one clients via Zoom was a really viable way of doing things. But as things are changing, we're seeing a lot of AI coming into play now, and that's affecting things. Social media is changing constantly. So we're having to adapt all the time. So at the moment, I'm seeing more of a demand for that sense of community, that sense of group coaching. People want to support each other. And what I find with a lot of my clients is that, heartbreak doesn't go away overnight. And when you're going through it, your friends, your family rally around you, they're there for you. But a couple of weeks later, you start to hear things like, you need to move on now. It's time, but there's no time frame for how long it takes to heal. Coaching, we can speed that process up. But what people find is that they've run out of people to talk to.
Yeah.
And having a coach is great, but that's an hour a week. So what do they do with the rest of the time? So I think building that group coaching community where we can have a WhatsApp group, I've developed a school community as well. We can support each other. And I think that's really important because we're talking about like-minded people who are all in a similar boat.
100%. And even as you said before, your whole life completely changes. So, like, even friends that you might have had before, if you're separating with your husband and you had couples friends, all of a sudden you can't really turn to them. It's quite a big stigma, and being opening up to people that are in that situation. And as you say, that camaraderie that you can bring and just having an environment where you can express yourself must be so much
Absolutely.
nicer than just that one person to support. And do you work with both women and men, or is it
I do,
mainly women?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as you'll know, with the changing landscape of social media, really honing in on a niche
Yeah.
is key. So I do promote myself as working with midlife women who've been betrayed by their husbands. But as well as that, I am trained in domestic abuse recovery and supporting people through the aftermath and the trauma of that. I do work with male clients. And I love working with male clients as well. I tend to find them really practical. You give them the coaching tools, they go off and do them, they come back, right, done that now, what's next? So yeah, I do work with men and women.
Nice. And as you, it must have a different angle from both as well. So having a woman's perspective from a man must be really nice to have when they're going through that kind of situation as well. So like
Yeah.
with regards to marketing, because it is forever changing. So where are you finding like you're acquiring most of your customers? Like what channels, what methods are you finding most effective?
So at the moment, it seems to be TikTok and Instagram for me for generating leads that, I can then nurture and build a relationship with. And
Yeah.
also going back to my marketing degree that I completed in like 2001, face-to-face networking, building those relationships. We support businesses in what we do. There's statutory guidance on supporting employees who've been through domestic abuse. So getting in there and supporting HR departments with that side of things, you can only really get to know those people in a face-to-face situation. Emails just, they fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So
So nice. Some old-fashioned networking, as you say, and then
yeah.
obviously great to see some TikTok and Instagram on top of that. And then online, is it purely organic from yourself, or do you run any form of like paid advertisement to like bring in some consistent lead flow?
Yeah, so generally organic. I do, I'm still using a lot of the lead magnets, free resources, that sort of thing. But to run courses where I need a lot of people in at once, so I might need 10 people to run a
Yeah.
group coaching session, I will run ads, either Google AdWords, Facebook ads,
Oh, good.
Instagram ads, and I do use TikTok as well for
Yeah,
running
TikTok
ads.
is great for ads, and even for like for us, we run a lot across Instagram and Meta. I suppose I should put it under one bubble. And like the ROI and the algorithm you get from it are really, really good. So it's just like
Yeah.
keeping that rhythm flowing. And then are you still a solopreneur at the minute, Natalie, as well? Or do you have like a team helping you out on the back end of things with like sales and marketing and just helping alleviate some of those roles?
No, at the moment, it's all me. So I do have a really nice CRM system that manages
Good.
everything quite well for me. But yeah, it's all me at the moment.
Juggling those hats. How are you finding that navigating between all the different jobs that come up as an entrepreneur? Because it isn't just about coaching sometimes, is it? There's a lot that comes with the label.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, at the moment, I've built with my husband, we've built businesses from the ground up and always found it quite difficult to let go and hand things over to
Yeah.
other people, which we did eventually. At one point, I think we had like 80 staff. So buying Christmas presents was a big deal. One of my favorite jobs. So yeah, when the time's right, I'd love to have maybe a virtual assistant help me out.
Not quite the 80 staff that we had before, but maybe a couple just to alleviate
Yeah.
some pressure. Awesome. So then I suppose, Natalie, what do like the next 6 to 12 months have in store for you then? Like, are you planning to like grow this and scale it to another level? What does the future look like for you at the moment?
Yeah, great question. So, as you know, it's really, it's a cliche, but when you're exchanging time for money, you burn out pretty quick. So that's why I'm developing a lot more of the group coaching sessions. I also want to work more on my Evergreen products. So I have video series, I have resources that can really help and support people who are self-driven to heal. So
Nice.
I want to see more generating more income through those channels because also it makes coaching more accessible to people who don't necessarily have that that £100 a week or whatever their coach is charging.
Yeah, fully. And it's just a nicer way, as you say, just to get people to know who you are. They can stay within the system and join in when they're ready. So
Yeah.
where, in terms of like getting that set up, the Evergreen system, the groups, where are you finding the biggest challenge for yourself?
Time recording the videos, putting together the resources, because I think you get stuck a little bit in that loop where you are exchanging time for money. You
Hmm.
can't cancel that because then the business isn't generating an income and you don't want to let people down. So it's coming together slowly but surely.
I love it. It's amazing to see. And then, so I suppose I have like one final question for you before we log out. So, if you could go back to a younger self, maybe just at the start of your own coaching journey, and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now but that you didn't know then, what would you say to yourself?
Oof. I think, yeah, be consistent, and because I had those periods where I did nearly give up, and I sort of got pulled in different directions, and I think I could have built the business quicker if I'd
Yeah.
have just stuck with it and pushed through with the marketing, generated those leads, and got those systems in place. And I actually had more time then, so get developing all those resources.
Yeah, but they're there now, so the hindsight is good, and we're going to continue to move forward. So, Natalie, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to connect with you, work with you, and just find out more about what it is that you do?
Perfect. So my website is probably the first port of call. That's www.nataliecookcoaching.co.uk. Or you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Oh, X now.
Love it. Beautiful. And Natalie Cook, yeah, across all social media platforms.
Yeah,
Very easy.
Natalie Cook Coach or Natalie Cook
Perfect.
Coaching. Yeah.
Awesome. And that's Cook with an E as well for everybody listening. And beautiful. Thank you again for joining us. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing, and we will see you on the next one.